So, I got to see the Love Life movie here in Australia thanks to Madman Entertainment.
Well, I got to see the Love Life film in New York.
Well, fuck you, Matt. God. Love Live, the school idol movie is, as you might expect, an original idol film as part of Sunrise's diabolical plan to take over the anime industry with this mass media project. It acts as a sequel and finale to the Love Live series and in a way transitions into their next project, Love Live Sunshine. But without further ado, I present the anime review of Love Live, the school idol movie. Taking place after the events of the second season, Muse has become a sensation and have been invited to New York to put on a live event and promote school idols so that the Love Live competition can get larger and larger. But President Barack Obama, being an Idolmaster fan, cannot allow this to happen, and so decides to nuke New York off the map. Okay fine, they're all happy and friendly, but you have no idea how many times I was waiting for a war to break out. It's New York after all. But Love Live actually decided to adopt a different side of New York from the constantly being destroyed, and instead went in the way of Broadway musical. Yeah, Love Live has always had the habit of breaking out into song and dance whenever convenient, but it's always been somewhat contextual and represents a key moment within the series. However, the film gets a bit more casual with it, even going so far as to include a song where they're literally just walking around in the rain. It's a weird film and it attempts to cram a lot within its 100-minute runtime. Contrary to what the trailers may infer, less than half of this film takes place within New York. They were on such a tight schedule that the film doesn't even include the words New York in the script at all, and delivers that information through its visuals. But anyways, the larger narrative involved here is deliberating their decision in the second season to disband the idol group at the end of the year. Problem is, they fucked up and accidentally become really famous, adding pressure for them to continue the group. And it's an effective piece of drama despite it just being an extension of a storyline from the second season, and it takes a very pro-school idol stance, despite the film referring to becoming full-time idols as a genuine possibility. It strikes true to the series' initial goal of just doing it to help out their school, and it keeps the franchise on track for inevitable further additions without trying to upscale it all with any sort of business focus. There is just an issue in how this is delivered, and it gets a bit nonsensical at times, with Honoka's future self providing advice from time to time. But if you're worried that you won't get some sort of closure from this film with it being the end of the story, well, let's just say that that shouldn't be a problem. If anything, there's too much closure. Love Live, the school idol movie doesn't particularly introduce new characters unless you count Honoka's future ghost self, and it attempts to build on the already introduced cast, highlighting what makes them different in their own way. Love Live feeds off fans' attachment to a singular character, and this film does nothing but support this. But within this self-referential circle jerk, it takes the opportunity to rewrite history, calling back to more forgettable scenes within the show and turning them into more significant running jokes. For example, only Hanayo fans, in other words, literally nobody, would remember that Hanayo's favourite food is white rice. But the school idol movie both reminds us of that and develops it into new jokes involving the gang having to go to Little Tokyo in New York City. The film even takes the time to go, "Hey, you know a rise? They're bloody brilliant, aren't they?" As the other characters within Muse finally get the chance to interact with the Rise as well as other school idols, leading up to this amazing final scene that brought me to tears, even though I have very little attachment to the series as a whole myself. Sunrise have definitely upped their game with this film, as is to be expected, and there is some incredibly consistent character animation throughout, keeping everything moving and lively. The soundtrack's good and the background art displays an incredible sense of place, especially in New York, but you're here to hear about the bits where they sing and dance, aren't you? Without talents like A1 regular Megumi Kano or Doga Kobo's Masayuki Nonaka, having these sequences feature 2D animation throughout is a challenge, and not one that Sunrise was entirely capable of achieving here, much like the series. However, that's not to say that they haven't improved in many ways. There are 2 songs within this film that only feature 3 characters each. None of that is CG. They don't need it. Sunrise needs CG when all characters are on screen at the same time. And this is where it gets weird. They've kind of worked out a way to have a character dancing in 2D animation, then when they move the camera back, at some point within those series of frames, the character will switch into 3D and vice versa, without any sort of off-putting transition. They've accepted the inevitability of having to use 3D animation, but they've made it work for them, and outside of a few scenes nearer the end of the movie, it delivers something impressive in its own right. Love Live, the school idol movie, is surprisingly really good. It started out at the point where I realised I was going to the cinema to see a film about teenage pop idols, only to leave the cinema saying, thank God I watched that film about teenage pop idols. It's that perfect send-off that any Love Live fan should take the chance to go and see when they get the chance, and it does feature those spectacular scenes that we fell in love with, but now on a whole new scale. The only issues are the occasional odd pacing with a lack of lead up to major events, and of course the CGI sequences that I hope to see Sunrise work past in the future. Love Live, the school idol movie is in cinemas for limited release, but past that the film has been licensed by NIS America and Madman Entertainment, with the film being shown at Scotland Loves Anime in October. Thanks for watching the Canipa Effect. Yes, this video is being released the same day as I saw the film, and no, I have not slept yet.